Stay away from me. Stay away from me. Weirdo. Get away from me. I'm gonna beat you with this battery. Get away. Stop attacking me.
Get ready for some woke people who are so woke, their eyes aren't even awake. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, the woke lady will scream at you.
You keep defining abortion as of babies, which biological fact is you would say most of are done before they are actually babies. It's still just a fetus. So my question...
Do you know what the word fetus means?
It's just a cluster, a
That's
zygote developing
means.
into a baby eventually.
The word fetus, it's a Latin word, and it just means offspring. That's all it means. It just means the next generation of a being. So, but that's what a baby is also. I mean, that's what you would call your adult child someday once he's grown, hopefully, if he hasn't been murdered.
Can I ask my question?
Well, I'm just like to clarify this point. You would call your adult child your offspring too, but all of these terms that you might use, fetus, embryo, the one they love is zygote, which sounds like a Pokemon, but they use all these different terms, but it's all referring to the same being, and you were that being once. You, the person who's standing here right now.
Do any of us have a memory of being that being?
Oh, I mean, I don't have a memory of last Thursday, frankly. It's been a very busy week, but the lack of a memory doesn't mean that it's all right to murder me.
He might not remember last Thursday because he was busy out trying to catch all the zygotes. Rather than this Q&A, these two should settle their differences in a Pokemon battle.
What's your favorite of Kamala's policies?
I'm trying to think. Well, actually, it's more of like, well, you know, what Waltz comes in.
All of her policies, everything from, I mean, I'm non-binary, and so all of the policies for basic human rights to have our own bodies and do with them as we please, you know?
Her willingness to move forward on affordable health care.
How do you think she'll do that as president?
I think she'll work to motivate the legislature to vote in favor of it.
As like her as a person, just like tops out any policy.
I know some of those guys had their popcorn out, but I hope you all had your notebooks out. That was Professor OnlyFans in session, teaching enriching life lessons. If schools had more teachers like that, you think more kids would pay attention? Or would they just opt for the in-home tutor?
There's a question going viral on TikTok right now that asks, would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear? And a considerable number of women said they'd rather take their chances with the bear. I'm going with the bear also because, yes, the bear will not me. He's not going to go.
True.
Yeah.
Well, Whoopi, in reality, a bear would rip your guts out in seconds. But of course, your man-hating, just like the rest of those low IQ toxic feminists on TikTok, is not capable of comprehending reality.
You'd choose the bear over the man? We forgot to mention the bear is 4 times your size, hungry, and to him, you look like a sandwich. The man will not look at you like a sandwich. In fact, he will have sandwiches. Also, you're in the woods, you will inevitably see a bear. Now you have someone to trip and outrun when the bear comes after you both.
Do you know how to spell colonizer?
What's that?
Colonizer?
The colonizer label got thrown out. It's getting serious, Fez.
So you're about to be expelled from drag con. Nobody cares about
Colombian, Nicaraguan, Spanish. How dare you?
How dare I?
I'm Latinx.
Treating your friends here in uncomfortable ways, grabbing their body past their birth.
It's a pad that I bought about an hour ago.
Anything that you buy.
I did pay for it. I own that. I know you don't believe in property rights or that colonizer language. I bought it. I'll grab it all I want. He's darker than you. He's darker than you. You cannot call us colonizers.
You're not colonizers.
And miss, look it. You call the help in. You call in a man of color to help.
The help.
Is this your henchman? I think you're the colonizer now. You're bringing in your subordinates of color to get us out of here. Real nice, sister. Real nice.
I'm protecting transgender in general.
Well, I am trying to introduce another one into your community. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Fez, it's TransCon. These aren't. We lied to you all along.
No. Oh my God, I'm so shocked.
Well, Fez, whose side are you on? Our side or the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence?
I don't know.
It's time to decide right now.
I'm side with the boy.
That's right. Sister, he's rolling with me, baby.
Fíjate que no se te olvidan los
Shame on him, too? I thought you were trying to protect this they-them thing.
So the white woman, also wearing white makeup on her face, tried to call some Latino people colonizers. Maybe she needs to take a look in the mirror. Not figuratively, literally, take a look in the mirror.
You love Trump?
What?
You love Trump?
Yeah, why? Stay away from me. Stay away from me. Weirdo.
Get away from me. I'm gonna beat you with this battery. Get away. Ah! Stop attacking me. Weirdo. Stop attacking me. Weirdo. Ow. Why are you doing that? Creep. You freak. Karma got you good, you freak. They started attacking me. Karma got you good, buddy.
On the list of things this man didn't expect to happen today, number one was probably getting attacked by this person. He retaliated quickly and swiftly. He might have knocked that guy's purse inside out.
I just want to go back. You were talking about, like, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, you know, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Like, is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. To control what people say? Gonna tell people what to believe? Gonna tell people... I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous.
It's often been said these UFC fighters have a little dog in them, but let's not get carried away. Dana White isn't using leashes. He isn't giving them commands like speak or to roll over. Before and after every match, the fighters do shake hands, but other than that, he's treating them like humans and letting them do what they want.
There's zero evidence that I'm a racist.
You've enabled racists. That
Like-
makes you racist.
Like Candace Owens,
You've enabled racists.
like
That's
Larry
not
Elder,
the only name that
like
you know.
Dr. Ben Carson, like Stacey Dash.
Dr. Ben Carson.
Yeah, Dr. Ben Carson.
Oh,
the bitter
yeah.
racist who's a black head of housing and urban development.
Yeah, because being
Right.
black really makes you really anti-racist.
So at what point would I not be a racist then?
When you stop enabling racists.
Name one.
All of your supporters. All of these
people are racist? That's an unbelievably racist thing to say. Whoa. Are you serious?
It's one thing to call someone racist and call all their supporters racist. It's another thing to assault someone but to waste water. Forget about upsetting this group. Now you're going to get in bad with the environmentalists. You're just on everyone's bad side today.
You read The Guardian? You read The Guardian? You read The Guardian, don't you? I know I'm gay, actually. I'm gay. You see, typical lefty. You don't like someone, call them homophobic, call them a fascist, call them a racist, call them a Nazi. Because that's what The Guardian teaches you. This is what happens when you drink too much soya milk. It rots your brain. This is the project of soya milk. It rots your brain. It rots your brain.
Soy milk, honey, granola. Was this woman interrupting him while he was just reading off the breakfast menu? The man got heckled. He heckled back. He was insulted. He was apologized to, and he didn't back down once. And he got us all a tad bit hungry.
99% of trans people, and it says, you know, at the end of the film, there's no long-term studies of transition regret, but from what we do have, like 99% of trans people do not go on to regret their transition, right?
Do you know who that study was done by?
I don't remember, and like
So his name is Dr. Jack Turbin, and he's actually funded by AbbVie. AbbVie is a pharmaceutical company that gives money or does create cross-sex hormones and puberty blockers. Jack Turbin is essentially paid by people who benefit from you being on cross-sex hormones. And so he's the one that's put that study out, and he's the one that's given you that statistic. So It's not to say that I'm not negating who you are or who you believe you are.
Yeah, you never want to believe the studies that come from the people who benefit from that study have a certain outcome. That's what we like to call conflict of interest.
Nashville drag performer. Okay, that doesn't sound too good. I gave you guys a warning not to block me, but if I'm going to have to use the megaphone, that's what's going to have to happen. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. What'd you imagine? This is... Uh-oh, she's getting violent.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Uh-oh, she's getting violent. She's getting violent. This isn't good. This isn't good. That's destruction of property, ma'am. Learn your laws. That's destruction of property.
You're going to jail.
That's destruction of property. That's not going to end well for you guys. I don't know why I'm talking like normal when I have a megaphone. If you're going to vandalize my property, I'll keep using it. You guys say trust the science, but there really is no science behind what you guys say. So I really just don't know why you guys are continuing. Uh-oh, we have someone destructing more property. That's really not good. You guys continue vandalizing. It's not gonna end well because I can just report it all to the police. It's all on camera. Keep vandalizing, guys. It's not a thing. Oh, you call me a fascist.
This is what a fascist
Uh-oh, he's pushing me now. That's another thing of assault.
Whoa, shaving me timbers. This guy's a bad fella.
Keep pushing me, man. Keep pushing me, man. It's not gonna end well, man. You guys all need to learn something called the Bible. Keep pushing me back, guys. Keep pushing me back. I tried being civil, but when you guys keep acting like this, I can't be civil. You guys aren't gonna like it when the police are here. There we go, guys. There we go. He's getting arrested.
That was multiple attacks on his megaphone until someone destroyed it. Maybe it was a bit of megaphone envy. Maybe they were jealous because all they had brought to the party was some homemade poster board signs.
Your biggest thing, your biggest point that everyone here is for is that you're a potential white supremacist.
What evidence do you have that I'm a racist?
I was just literally watching a video of you talking about whiteness as a whole, talking about whiteness as a concept, okay? And you were trying to explain how white privilege doesn't exist.
Correct, it doesn't.
You are a white man, how do you know?
Because I have eyes.
Because you have eyes. That's not a description.
Reason. So what can a black person do that I can't do in America? Or
what can a black person do?
What can I do a black person can't do?
Let's think of some history right here. Let's go through the history of redlining.
I don't need a history. I don't need listen. No, you're talking about white privilege.
You do need a history lining. Clearly, you need a history lesson.
I know your talking points better than you do, and I've read all the literature that you have. I've probably forgotten more about the literature.
History affects the present day as well, and you know that's true. If you went to college, you would know.
Well, hold on a second, but let me.
So then why are you wearing the college as a scam shirt? Drop out.
Well, because you could.
So it's because you don't believe your own beliefs, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, you can admit something's a scam and still get through it. That's why he's wearing it. Okay.
Why?
You could feel like you're getting ripped off by an airline and still want to get to New York.
That's not what we're talking about anymore.
Like you're like, I'm getting ripped off by a $1,000 ticket, but you still get on the airplane. Like it doesn't make you a hypocrite. It means that the people are ripping you off, and a lot of you are getting ripped off. But no, so as far as white privilege, just without the history lesson of, Jim Crow, segregation, imperialism, colonialism, slavery, all the stuff that I know that you're going to say, but just concretely in America today, what can a white person do that a black person can't do?
Black applicants to jobs are 50% less likely to get jobs if they have a black-sounding name.
That's not even close to being true. That's not even close to being true.
That is a literal...
In fact, it's the opposite.
I'm not going to argue your lived experience. I'm not going to... No.
See, now you have to listen to him under your rules because a black person is going to say you're wrong.
I am. He can say I'm wrong. I know.
Come on up to the mic.
I know. I read your...
my name's Keemon Dixon. I have a really black name. Please tell me how 50% of my internships have been denied when I've worked for Senator Mike Lee, Mayor Trent Sachs, Speaker Mike Schultz.
Hold on.
I worked for a Congressman, Burgess Owens. I've actually worked on his campaign. I've worked on the campaigns of John Huntsman Jr. Please tell me how my black experience and my black name has not given me Go ahead.
It doesn't help your case when you're trying to argue about white privilege existing as a white person, and then a black person comes and shuts you down. Maybe you shouldn't have tried to argue about the black experience being, not black.
God. Message is simple. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, everlasting life. The reason why they don't like her hitting or hating him, they wanted to hurt him. She don't hate me. still may be found.
You never committed a sin.
And that's what I'll go into right now. No problem. Can I go into that? Can I go into that? Thank you. You see, she's saying you've never done a sin. I'm telling her I have done a sin. I'm a sinner. We're all sinners.
Hey, why are you so scared? Give me the mic, though. Why are you so scared?
Hold on, darling.
This guy's trying to talk into his microphone, and this woman is trying to get worn by him like a backpack. Had he been holding that microphone and was standing on a stage, this woman would have been escorted away and locked up for assault. Sidewalks don't have different laws, though, sweetheart.
Stop taking a picture of him. Stop exploiting him. What are you doing? You're going to exploit black people? You get ready to exploit black people, so let me exploit your ass. Let me exploit you. Let me exploit you. You racist piece of shit. Let me exploit you, you racist piece of shit. And I'm going to put you everywhere because I got more followers than you. You want to exploit a black man. You want to exploit these police officers doing whatever that they're doing. What if it was your brother? What? Because you don't care.
Do you know the Constitution, ma'am?
You.
You can record things.
And his Constitution don't mean shit.
Just know your rights.
Don't mean, oh, I know my rights. And my rights
Obviously
are different from yours. My rights are different from yours.
Really?
You want to know why? Because that's a black man. And you're a white boy.
We finna keep the peace.
You're a white boy.
You got your footage.
You're a white boy.
You got the rights to
You're
sit down.
exploiting our life.
It's okay though, look.
You don't care? I know you don't care.
Don't commit crimes.
I know you don't care. That commit crime is not a
That's
crime.
ignorant because you don't even know what
You don't
happened.
know what he's
I
doing.
saw it on Twitter. He hit
You
off.
didn't see shit.
I'm saying though, but like for you to say that, I feel you, bro. Do your thing, but like you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, true.
So it's all good.
Most times when someone says they know their rights, they don't. I don't know why she thinks she has different rights from him or why he can't film whatever he wants to. He's paying the monthly bill on his phone, he can record whatever he wants, and hold on, she's filming him too? So, shouldn't that not be allowed by her own logic?
And I'm here shouting out because I think there should be a white straight pride month, maybe like, or a straight pride month or something for the, marginalized people. We can have a great parade with men and women. They can learn about creating a family.
Yes, he serves.
We should do a parade for that. So I love it. I'm getting a lot of good ideas. Adam, what do you think about Mary Johnson cheating on his wife? Remember Mary Johnson cheated? Do you have anything to say about it?
I got my outie from Mr. Fauci.
Ah, he's got it! Pip on the blip! They know it! They know it! Yeah, I'm the class valedictorian. You heard him. #1, Citizens Police Academy. Are there pride parades in Palestine?
I will not talk to the media.
Gays are not allowed to be in Palestine. You know that in Palestine. Just pink washing. I'm not scaring anyone.
You use your body, right?
Use my body. Yeah, you're using your body.
I get it, but look at us. Get over here. Get here.
He hit me in the face. You're not my boss, thank you.
No, these people are delusional. They're protesting for Gaza. They don't even know the treatment of people in Gaza. These people are delusional. It's making me go crazy.
Gays protesting for Gaza, but Gaza would definitely not reciprocate for them. Yeah, that love is a one-way street, and they look to be heading down the wrong direction.
No, we're here to listen to you.
No, you asked that we abide by your rules and set our literature here for Mr. Gronsky to pass out. And if you're not going to abide by your own rules...
And then you're going to put it in the minutes too, just so everybody knows. Put it in the minutes.
If you're not going to abide by your own rules...
Put it in the minutes. It's under the Robert Rules of Order.
You just said it.
Pass them out.
At the beginning.
Pass them out.
He just said it.
I don't think we should be doing anything right now.
You were reading the...
Put it in the minutes too.
Oh, we should.
My camera's on, so I don't need your...
Reclaim her minutes.
Reclaim her minutes. It hasn't started yet.
I have not started yet. I reclaim my time. It is my First Amendment right. You reset that timer here.
No.
Yes.
Reset her time. Reset her time. Reset her time.
Reset the time.
Gentlemen, reset the time.
What's wrong with you people?
Come at me. Everybody stop. Don't come at me. Don't come at me because you're out of order.
Reset her time.
Reset my time.
Be a gentleman.
All you gotta do is reset her, then you should start.
A little courtesy.
You reset my time.
Well, you guys are digging
or I will talk all the time.
Digging a hole.
Snowflakes.
At the last meeting, I sat in astonishment as Superintendent Roberts tried to gaslight us regarding public comments at these meetings. He told us how important it was that everyone speaking felt listened to by this board, regardless if the board hears things they disagree with. All the hypocrisy, especially after most of this board walked out while I was addressing you at the August meeting. Then, this board's lawyer, Mr. Collins, tried to set rules regarding the content of people's speeches, but also claimed the idea wasn't to censor people. Newsflash, Mr. Collins, your rules are the very definition of censorship. Apparently, this board is not familiar with the U.S. Constitution, so I've given each of you a copy. Please note the First Amendment on page 21, which clearly states there shall be no rules abridging freedom of speech. Additionally, the people have the right to air grievances to the government. So, to clarify this to you, board members, a Board of Education is the governing body of a school district, and therefore, we have the constitutional right to speak about whatever grievances we have. You can't limit the content or direct who we can or cannot talk about. If you don't want to be embarrassed or be in the spotlight, then resign from this board. If you don't want your family members to be a topic, then they should refrain from making statements on social media in regards to people who speak at these meetings. If you don't want people to refer to you as groomers and pedophiles, then follow state and federal laws and remove the sexually graphic books from your school libraries. Appeasing immorality by claiming acceptance and inclusion is not a valid argument. Claiming the books can be obtained online, no, it is a First Amendment right, and you have taken my time, so I reclaim that time back. Let me speak. I reclaim my time back. I am going to continue. Not a valid argument. Claiming that removing the contested books is banning them is not a valid argument. There are no valid arguments for violating laws or infringing on constitutional rights. A quote by Wendy Jane states, "An environment that is not safe to disagree in is not an environment focused on growth. It is an environment focused on control." Board members, keep in mind that come the next election, parents will have the control. You've been exposed.
This 14-year-old girl just laid decades of a smackdown on the heads of the school board. She even had the crowd backing her up when the board wouldn't reset her time. Too bad she's too young to run for president. She already has a massive following.
Steven Crowder at all? No, not familiar? This is you threatening to slash my tires here?
Oh my God, dude. You need
Remember
to
this?
chill out.
Slashing my tires and actually...
We're trying to work.
Let me ask you, why do you think it's okay to threaten to slash someone's tires?
Hey, I didn't do it.
I'm a conservative who has a difference of opinion from you, and I've never threatened actions of violence. I've never threatened to slash anyone's tires.
You need to get out, or we're gonna call the police.
You know what? Let's call the police officers. Because as a matter of fact, we actually have. No, actually, I would like to speak with the police. We're about to file a report very soon. This is a part of being a man, is owning up to the actions here. When you threaten violence against someone, part of being a man is taking ownership of your actions.
He showed up to this kid's work with a poster board that the kid's face and threats plastered all over it. It looked like a school project. I think it must have been for Revenge 101, to which we give the grade of A+.
I'm doing this for my son. The government's inaction on climate change is a death sentence to us all. The United Nations have said we should have no new oil. Liz Truss wants to open 130 new oil licenses. That's a death sentence to this planet.
If anyone wants you to switch, let me know.
I'm here for my son.
She's doing this for her kid? Every kid knows the dread of being embarrassed by their parents, but the child of this woman knows it to a whole other level. Hey Tim, remember that time your mom was essentially planking while half a dozen officers carried her off to jail? Dumb question, of course, Tim remembers. That will be forever etched into his mind.
What is carbon dioxide?
I went to high school, but that's carbon dioxide is a gas.
Okay.
I'm not a professional to talk about carbon dioxide so much, but.
Well, you want us to abolish it, right?
Carbon dioxide is, what I see it as is, it's a gas that exists in our atmosphere, and.
What? Is it a major part of our atmosphere? Or?
It's a huge part of our atmosphere, yes.
It's actually a very small part of our atmosphere.
Well, okay. But, yeah, I don't know. What are you asking specifically?
Well, you said we need to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. I'd like to know first if you know what it is. How much will it cost for us to become carbon neutral in the United States by 2050?
I'm not a professional on that. I don't have an answer.
You don't have any idea?
No.
You just think we ought to spend the money?
I'm not an economist.
If we spent those trillions of dollars and became carbon neutral by 2050 in the United States, which you advocate, how much will it reduce world temperatures?
I don't have an answer for that.
You don't know?
No.
This guy wants us to abolish carbon dioxide. Okay, let's start with you. Every time you exhale, you emit carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So, close your mouth and we'll have a good start.
Hey everyone. So, I had a date today, and I just need to vent. My date didn't show up, and everything was fine. I've been talking to a girl. I'm only interested in dating women. I'm not interested in dating men. And this morning we were texting back and forth, and I told her I was a trans woman, and she acted like she was fine with it. But I can't help feeling like the reason she didn't show up today is because of that. And it's just my opinion, but I don't think that's okay. I don't think it's okay to not date someone simply because of who they are or how they identify.
1. This person thinks it isn't okay for people to not date someone simply because of who they are. That's literally the reason why you do or don't date someone. By that logic, you should date everyone and anyone, axe murderers and all. 2, maybe this person didn't show up to your date not because you're trans, but because you make embarrassing videos while alone at restaurants. Don't worry, friend. You're going to have plenty of time to make plenty of content.
Hey man, thank you for coming here to Wokeland. Appreciate it. Great to see you. I'm an immigrant from Eastern Europe, and I've been here for 10 years and a little bit. And if anybody would have told me 10 years ago that I would come a day where I would live in America and American citizens would be in favor of communism, I would have laughed in their face. So obviously I have my own opinion about why this is happening, but what is your take? Why do you think US citizens, man, are in favor of communism in America? It feels that it's getting more and more.
What country are you from?
Romania.
Romania. So Ceausescu, you know all about. So I'm curious, what would your message be to young socialists that don't know what communism is?
If you don't learn from history, nothing will save you.
So let me ask you, your family grew up in Romania and had to go through all those horrors. And most people are totally unfamiliar with the actual suffering, the actual difficulty, the actual issues that people had because of communism. And it's very interesting that Americans that have never had to wait in bread lines until now, that have never had to actually understand what suffering is, they are very quick to try to shut down and shout down opinions they disagree with. But I want to actually ask you, I want you to just say very briefly, what was it like for your family to grow up in these sort of ideas? Why do you hate communism? Why? Because of the suffering that your family went through?
So obviously I was only 1 year old when communism ended in Romania, so I can't really speak from previous experience, but I have yet to meet anybody in my home country that was in favor of communism. So let me put it this way. When they came in power, they seized all private property. FYI. And after that, you had punch card guys to get bread.
Yes.
And you would be rationed based on the size of your family. No meat, no eggs, no stuff like that. And like I said, nobody's in favor of it, except
So let me ask you a question. Are you thankful that you live in America?
Yeah.
That's what makes you
100%.
different than them. Thank you. Appreciate you being here tonight, man. Thank you. God bless you.
He left Eastern Europe thankful to get away from communism. He arrived in America, and then within a decade, hold on a second. Am I saying hello to communism again? He probably thinks he didn't travel far enough west. He may have to dive out into the Pacific Ocean to get away from it.
Like, really what we're talking about is the female experience, which you can't speak to.
Yeah, but I can speak to the male experience. The male experience, I would think, would be able to speak much more highly as to how many men would actually be determined to do some harm to you if you were in the middle of a forest and they came across you in the forest.
You're right, but this is a podcast of women, and we're talking about women, so that's why.
Well, it's a podcast of women, but there's clearly men on the panel. It's not our job to kiss because you're a woman. I'm having an adult conversation with you. I don't know why I need to look at everything from feminist standpoint theory or from your perspective when you so easily dismiss mine. I'm telling you that your number is absurd. It makes no sense. And as you retract it, you very quickly retracted it because you realized how absurd it was. Why would you say that I have to be a woman in order to speak to this?
They think he has to be a woman in order to be able to speak on this subject. But they have him on their show. He is a man. So if they didn't want his opinion, why do they have him on the show?
Spirits don't move. You tripping. Spirits don't move.
Is it fair to judge someone based on height? Just about as fair as it is to judge them based on weight. This woman threw a tantrum because she wasn't getting preferential treatment. Something tells me this woman was raised as a princess and her parents gave in to her every demand. And why does she think strangling herself with her sweater-turned scarf is going to cause harm to anyone else? Lady, that's your neck, not ours.
Не мешайте работать! Не делайте больно! Вакцину проходим! Не мешайте работать! От автобуса отходим! Да, от автобуса отходим!
Да вы голосовали за Путина, хотя я голосовал.
Maybe that one woman was just screaming because she had a spider in her pants. Otherwise, slowly getting carried away doesn't warrant that level of screaming or any level of screaming. It's amazing how quickly people's legs stop working as soon as the cops are trying to escort them away.
I love you too. Get out of here, man. Okay? You started it. You started it. No. She started it. She goes, I don't know what a signal is. You don't know what a signal is? Guess what? Even in China, they have signal lights. Yeah, you kick me? You kick me? I'll take those glasses off your face and shove them through your... That's what you do when you have a signal. You see a signal? You see a signal? It's called you use it. Oh, are you going to take me? Take me. I don't care. Take me all you want. Get my phone. I'm going to call 911. And I'm going to tell them that she kicked me. There we go. You kicked me. I'm calling 911 and I'm going to have you charged. For kicking me. You just kicked me right here. You just kicked me right here.
It's hilarious to watch someone calling 911, playing the victim, claiming to be attacked, all the while spewing out blatant racism against an Asian person. Lady, don't call 911. They're probably going to show up and arrest you.
Does your own mental condition dictate external reality, yes or no?
Not necessarily.
Okay, then why do you believe that a biological man can become something that he is not? Because he thinks it.
Because gender is not interchangeable with
Yeah, right. So there are 0 genders. There are only 2 sexes. Gender is a made-up term that started in the academy in the 1960s, talking about which is the only thing that actually can be proven and that matters, XXXY. I will ask the question again. Why is it that a man can suddenly become a dress and can be treated exactly the same as a woman that is biologically, not just biologically different, but somebody that has a different brain, a different hormonal system, menstruate, have children? I'll be very honest with you. It is so unbelievably insulting to women to have men have to lecture that all it takes is some weird dude with testosterone can put makeup on, wear a thong and a dress, and he suddenly becomes a woman. Here's at the essence of the issue, is that no matter how much surgery you do, no matter how many drugs you take, you don't stop being the thing that you were born. You don't get to determine your reality by a stroke of the will. I don't deny for a second that the trans person thinks that they are. Certain people think that they're younger than they are. Some people think they're taller than they are. Some people think they're richer than they are. Some people think they're innocent when they're not, like Bob Menendez. There's plenty of delusional people in this world. It's up for society to say no to the delusional and yes to reality. It is for us to not allow us to be reigned under the tyranny of somebody's imagination. Do you have a response? And then we'll wrap it up.
There is the expression, leaving someone speechless, and then there is actually leaving someone speechless. This person had no words left to utter. There was nothing there. Couldn't get off the stage quick enough. Okay, so which of these was the most embarrassing, and who got shot down the hardest? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.